You're listening to the Chandler Burton Podcast. Turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off. This is Chandler Burton.
Well, True Power, I guess, is really where Trauma was a record about self-reflection and putting our heart on our sleeve, talking about things that we went through and the lows and just going through that all. True Power became this body of work that kind of more or less, how the best way I can put it, it showed the cross from the going from trauma being all this like self-reflective thing to finding our true power, our strength through these lows, through the valleys, through the hardships, through the trauma, and taking them and making those your strengths. And that's really what True Power felt like for me when working on this record.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Chandler Burton Podcast. I am your host, Chandler Burton. Today we got an awesome guest. My really good, well, actually, I would say maybe not lifelong friend, but we've been friends for a really long time. My friend Brittany, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Chandler? Dude,
I am just fantastic. I appreciate you coming on and wanting to have a chat with me. I'm super excited to have you on. You don't need to be nervous. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. It's all good.
You know me too well.
I know. That's just what, I know what's up. So, I mean, Brittany and I have been friends for such a long time. And today's topic, I was like, we got to get her on. We got to get her on the podcast. We got to have a conversation about this here. But again, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in here. Again, if you want to see exclusive content, make sure you join the Patreon, patreon.com/Chandler Burton Entertainment. You can get early access to videos, full album reactions, early podcasts like this one, and a whole bunch of other perks. Make sure you check out Chandler Burton Entertainment on YouTube here. We are slowly growing, almost at 4,000 subscribers. So again, your ongoing support means the world. So again, if you want to check out the channel, we do reactions, we do podcasts, we talk about mental health, whole bunch of other stuff on the channel. So feel free to come on by. I want to make sure everyone feels included, feels like a family there. So again, make sure you come by, leave a comment, and say hi. Instagram, Chandler Burton 314, Twitter, CB Burton 19. Come and hang out. Love to have a conversation with you guys. But I'm super excited for this podcast here. I wanted to bring Brittany on. Before we get started with all that, we'll have Brittany tell a little bit about herself here, because I love to have people know about my guests and stuff. We're going to be talking some really good music today. Like, we're going to be talking one of Brittany's favorite band of all time. Like, we're talking like she's a simp for this band. Can I say that? Can girls be simps?
They must be, because I mean, I fangirl hard over them.
I know you do. You really do. We are good, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. That's like me with Wage War, though. Like, I am like obsessed with Wage War. They're absolutely fantastic. But before we get started with that here, again, I want to bring Brittany on, because again, we are going to be talking Hyperveil today, her favorite band of all time. But I do want to give the floor to Brittany for a little bit here. Tell us about yourself, like, what's been going on in your life, what do you do for work, your hobbies, stuff like that. So what do you what is Brittany all about?
Oh gosh, I feel like I'm in a job interview, Chandler.
Oh yeah, that's right. If you fail this, our friendship's over. Gosh.
I'm a nurse. In my free time, I like to read, obviously listen to music. I really love the gym. I feel like I primarily rock out to metal music while I'm at the gym and look like a fool, and I just don't care.
Love it.
Because it pumps me up, and I absolutely love it. So anytime I have somebody else who loves that kind of music, it's always like a special bond.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm like, people are always surprised I like this kind of music, but
yeah,
I love it. So it's awesome when I have friends who love it too.
That's fantastic. That's really cool. So you're a nurse. That's awesome. Congratulations. I know you put a lot of work into that here. I know with everything going on right now, you must be a very busy person. So again, appreciate making time to come on and to have a chat. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes, of course. It's
Absolutely.
definitely a tough time to be a nurse right now, but
yeah,
okay.
For sure. That's
okay,
awesome.
one day at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're engaged?
Yes.
That is awesome. It's not to me. If everyone's curious about that, it's not me. We've gone our separate ways. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But dude, your fiance is the most incredible person on the entire planet. I talk to him way too much. We just simp on each other.
Well, yeah, I was like, that's not a bad thing. I mean, I do agree with you. He's pretty fantastic, and I'm excited to get married in December. So coming up here soon.
It's exciting. How'd you guys meet?
We met when we worked together.
Oh, nice.
I know. We were just friends. We were really close friends for a long time. Didn't really think we would date. And then, he just had to ignore me. And then I was like, he had to ignore me for one day, and I didn't like it. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no. You're like, I don't know if I enjoy this. What the heck? No,
yeah, he was giving signals for a while, but I mean,
was he?
Yeah, it worked out.
That's what guys do. I just feel like they have a hard time like expressing how they feel, so they just kind of like do certain things. Like Anna knew right away that I liked her. She's like Chandler, I've known forever. I'm like, how'd you? She's like, I just know. I'm like, guys aren't the smartest when it comes to like flirting with girls. We're not very smart.
That's okay. Obviously, it works out. So
yeah, it worked out good. So it's just absolutely fantastic. So awesome, Brittany. Well, honestly, so happy for all your success. I mean, I'm so happy for you. You're working hard. You're engaged to an awesome dude. Like, I mean, life's probably just going fantastic for you right now. No, life can be hard, but there's one thing in life that can always make us better, and that's some good music. That's very good music here. So we're going to be talking Hyperveil today. Their new album, True Power, just dropped it was like last Thursday. It was Friday when it dropped.
I think it was Thursday. I was at work and it popped through, and I was so upset that I couldn't go listen to it today.
It's always the worst when you're doing something, you're like, I can't listen to this right now. What the heck? It's honestly the hardest thing ever. You're like, dang it, I'm busy right now. I hate when I'm working and I'm like, I can't listen to the album right now. It's the worst. I feel you, dude. It's awful, dude. Yeah, I totally understand that. Absolutely. So before we can start talking about True Power, again, this was a very hotly anticipated album for a lot of people. This Hyperveil is a band that, I'm going to be honest with you, they kind of just came, not like out of nowhere, but they definitely have made more of an impact than any other metalcore band. And like, I haven't seen a band grow this big, like, ever. Like, their success literally has surprised me. Because I was like, they're a good band, but you look like their monthly Spotify numbers, like their huge sold out arena shows. I'm like, dude, these guys are doing something really special. And again, I kind of want to pass on to you, like, Hyperveil's been around since like 2013 because they did the Blank Space cover, obviously huge success. I mean, everybody knows, even my mom's heard that song, which is like, crazy that she knows that version of the song. So like, Hyperveil's a new band. Like, technically they're pretty new. So like, how come they're your favorite?
Well, I mean, I first heard them in nursing school, and it was the Blank Space cover that I heard first, and instantly was just in love. Yeah. I love Brian's voice for one. I just think he's got a really cool voice.
He does.
But I also I feel like Eric just comes in at the right times. And I love that they just kind of sing normal and then bring in huge drops with the screaming. That's true. And the guitar and the drums, like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. But another thing with them is I just feel like the lyrics in their songs hit so deep every time. Like with each album, I feel like most songs, I can at least relate to a little bit of them.
Sure.
And like, especially Trauma and Lifelines. I was like, wow, those came out at times in my life where I was like, I feel like they're like hitting my soul right now with these lyrics. And it's good. They make you feel like you're not alone. I really like that they hone in on mental health and depression and anxiety within the lyrics and can kind of touch people that way. Because it is a huge thing that it is not always addressed. Yeah. So I like they do that.
I love that. That's super cool. I think they do a good job at, they're just a really good, solid band. Like, again, I was saying, like, they're not a one-trick pony. I know we were just talking about that. Like, they're not. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, they made the Blank Space cover, and then that's going to be it. But then they put out Lifelines. Well, they put out Heart versus the Mind, which was that EP. And that was a good EP. I liked it. You could definitely tell they're still trying to find their sound a little bit here, but it was still a very solid EP through and through. I really enjoyed that EP. And then when Lifelines came out, I actually picked it up at Target. I was like, wow, I Prevailed at Target. That's huge. I was like, dang. So I picked up the CD and I just spun it a few times, and I was like, dude, I actually really like these guys. Like, I really, really like them. Like, Lifelines was a great album. Like, really good album. And then I think the world flipped upside down when Trauma did so much for them. I didn't realize how much Trauma did. Like, I didn't realize they got nominated for 2 Grammys because of Trauma. It was like Best Metal Performance and Best Rock Album. I don't think they won, but just being nominated and being at the Grammys, I mean, I didn't realize how big Trauma was for them. And then Trauma is like, is it your favorite album ever?
It's hard to say because I honestly love Lifelines so much.
Right.
Like, I love both of them. I think they each have a little bit of a different style to them.
Definitely.
But, Trauma came out, and with some of the songs on there, I just felt like that was so, I don't know, in tune with what I was going through at the time.
Right.
And it's been like afterwards that, Trauma's been sticking with me a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I even like their EP though. They've got some killer ones on there.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, I love Lifelines and Trauma. Like, I think they're both just so good. I listen to them both all the time still. I still watch, because I mentioned at the gym, I watch, metal music videos and rock music videos. I still watch the Lifelines ones all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Come and Get It will forever have my heart.
Come and Get It. Absolutely. I love that song, man.
Get It.
Yeah.
I mean, Stuck in Your Head. Oh,
that's a good one.
So,
it's so good.
There's too many good ones. I love them all. Pretty much every single music video they've released, I have absolutely loved.
Yeah.
I can't think of one I haven't loved. They all pump me up in different ways.
Sure.
So,
very,
but then
very
Trauma, Breaking Down.
It's a great song.
It's an amazing song.
It's an awesome song, yeah.
Yeah, there's way too many good ones on there. Paranoid.
See, yeah, you and I disagree. I think we disagree on that. I don't really like that song too much.
Oh my gosh, I love Paranoid.
It's so short, and I feel like it's about to build to something, and it just doesn't go anywhere. That's like one of the only songs on Trauma that I'm like, I could not listen to again. I'm sorry, Brittany. I hope we're still. I know. Like, I'm a sucker for the soft song. Like, Every Time You Leave, I love that song.
I love that song too.
I know. But then, of course, you got the most, dare I say, one of the most iconic metal, to Bow Down. I mean, when that song came out, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is like they're like, dude, this song is sick. And the rest of the album, I think, definitely held a high standard for sure. It was a lot different than Lifelines. It definitely, and kind of had more of the, I said in my review, they remind me of a modern day Linkin Park. And I mean that the nicest way possible, because Linkin Park, it was like the best band for me back in the day. And the way Brian and the way Eric do their vocals, I'm like, dude, this feels like our Linkin Park of our generation. And I felt Trauma really kind of dived into a lot of that. And there's so many songs in there that I was going through a lot too in 2019. I was going through a lot. And there's some songs like Low on there was such a good song for me. I Don't Belong Here really hit me in the soul. I was like, dude, this song rips. It's so slow. Like the slow songs, Hurricane, I was like, dude, come on with that.
Good too.
Yeah, Hurricane is just fantastic, especially what they all went through. Like Eric lost his best friend. Brian had surgery on his voice. Didn't think he'd be able to do this again. I'm like, there's a lot going on, but they powered through it. And I think that's why Trauma did so well. Is that it's really like it's a really powerful album. Like, especially for people still going through crap. I think it's going to help a lot of people. And I will also say that I think it's cool that they're this big of a band that they're willing. Like, it's cool that they're a big band. And they're singing about these types of things because everybody loves this band. I mean, everybody knows who they are. And so if they're able to preach like mental health and stuff to a ton of people, I think that's wonderful. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So
I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
I know.
Except for Paranoid.
I know. I mean, is it the beat that gets you, or is it the lyrics, or is it like what? I just can't.
The beat's good. The words.
Brian sounds good. They both sound good when they do the vocals. I don't know. It's
but it's like the words with it too, where they're talking about like how they're paranoid and it feels like hands around their neck and stuff. There's been times I've had such horrible anxiety. It feels like you're being strangled by it. And so it's like, wow, okay, somebody else gets it kind of thing. And
I love
yeah,
that.
it's just, I feel like it's the lyrics. And I mean, the video is just fun too. They're in a hospital.
The video, they have cool videos. They have very eye-opening videos for sure. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Gasoline too. That's a good song as well. I forgot to mention that.
The whole album. It's like I can't really diss any of them. I just they're just good.
Is there one song you don't like by them?
Let me think off the top of my head.
Yeah, is there one that you're just like, nah?
Let me pull up.
Because every time I went to your house, Hyperveil's always spinning. Every time it's on the TV, I'm like, oh, it's playing. That's fine. It's good stuff. But
let's see. So, ones that I'm just about.
Yeah, what's the Hyperveil song for you?
I would say like Dead on Arrival is just
You don't
me.
see. I love Dead on Arrival. I love that.
Okay, yeah. I like it, but it's not one I listen to all the time.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me go back into their EP and see.
No, you're good.
Oh gosh, Crossroads from there.
I like that song.
Such a good song.
Really good
Face
song.
Your Demons, The Enemy, Love, Lust, Liars. I'm like, too many good ones.
Yeah, they're all pretty good. I don't think there's. I mean, I know. No, you're all good. I was just wondering if you had one that were like, I'm not really feeling it. But So I need to ask you this though. I know you haven't listened to True Power that much, but I got to ask you like off the hop. Do you think it's their best album? I do. I think it's their best album to date. Like their best material, without question. Like no, I could say that with confidence.
It's hard because I feel like it's different than their stuff before. Not that that's bad. It's just different, and I'm really loving it. But it's different. I'm still having to listen to the lyrics just because I was working when it came out, and so. I mean, every lunch break I had and everything, I was listening to them. But I mean, the thing I love about I Prevail is just like they rip so hard. So all the like intense songs, oof, I love the rips. Yeah. But I'm still like listening to the words of the songs. And the more I listen to them, I'm like, okay, I absolutely love this. Because that's what I love about I Prevail is the words. They're just creative and they're deep. So it's hard for me to say right now. I still feel like it's too new.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I understand that. I was just wondering, you know. But for me,
to pick a favorite for me because I love them all.
It's hard. When I did my top 3, like picking songs, it was hard to pick because I legitimately enjoyed every song. On the hard. Album. It's tough. There's 15 of them, so it's like it's really it's a big boy. It's a big album. So I'm excited to dive in. I've had a chance to listen to it a multitude of times because again I did a full album reaction to it. I've been spinning it on my walks and stuff, so I've probably listened to it more than Brittany has, only because she's way busier than I am. So we are going to go through what we're going to do here is we're going to go through track by track and just kind of briefly talk about, or however we want to talk about it, and just kind of talk about things that we loved about the song, and then we're going through all 15, and then at the very end we'll just give like an overall score, and then again, like if you ever want to check out my reactions to Prevail, I got a ton on my YouTube channel. Like there's so many that you guys can check out. So great band. That's why I wanted to bring Brittany on, because again I truly do love this band. So we'll go and dive into track number 1. It's just 000. It's an intro track. I was watching an interview with somebody saying like they're like, this is a dumb intro. I was like, I don't know, man. I like the atmospheric sound in it. Like I like how it's like, you know, it's gonna build to something, and I think it sounds cool. It's really short, so I don't really count it so much as a song. But I think it's different than Trauma, because Trauma starts with Bow Down, which is a full, you know, heater of a song. So that is a little bit different for them. So do you have any thoughts on the intro? I mean, it's not much.
I've listened to it. I've listened to it a few times, but off the top of my head, I can't quite remember it type of thing, because I've been more so focused on the ones, obviously, with lyrics on them. But I feel like I didn't have a dislike or like, oh my gosh. It was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, perfect. So it kind of ties into the next song. There's Fear and Letting Go. And you were telling me about this through text today, how much you were really liking this song. So if you want to go ahead and if you want to say what you think about that song, please.
It's good, because I feel like a lot of us have had points in our life where, you know, you kind of have to let go of something or somebody, but it's scary for change. Like change is always scary. And I feel like oftentimes it's like somebody's going to get hurt, even though, it's the right thing to do.
Right.
But, there are going to be people who are not happy that choice was made.
Right.
And so I felt like that song really highlights into that. And I was like, wow, once you hear the words of that, I was like, I've definitely been through this in points in my life. And
For sure.
So I really liked those lyrics. I felt like I could relate to those definitely at points in the past.
Definitely, for sure. I agree with that here. I think the lyrics, honestly, their lyrics have gotten better with each release. I don't. They sometimes have these kind of these call outs and stuff, and they do such a good job at that. But I feel like they really they had a lot of time to work on this album. Obviously, with the pandemic, had a huge. Every artist was like, let's just put out some tunes. And obviously, looking at the positive, in the negative, obviously, COVID is terrible. I know you being a nurse, I'm sure you've seen horrible things for it, of course. But it's like, for all these bands and stuff, they had a chance to sit down and really focus on these. And that's why I really think this is their best material, because they really sat down and they're just let's make every song as good as possible. And I agree with you about the lyrics on that here. Sometimes we have to let go of certain things and stuff. And sometimes it's hard. Someone is going to get hurt. But again, I was telling my girlfriend about just some past issues in my life where it's I'm my own person. And I have to live for myself. I can't please everybody, and there's gonna be people that don't like me, and I just have to accept that fact. I gotta let it go. And I think that the song does a really good job of doing that. I also feel like this song, not to sound I feel like this song could fit on Trauma really well. I feel like if there's a B side to Trauma, this song could fit perfectly on that album for sure. I was like, this sounds like a Trauma song. Absolutely. Really good lyrics on it. Really, really just fantastic through and through. Really good production. My friend Micah, who I did the song with, he's friends with the producer who does this band, and it's man, so good. I know. I was like, dude, they talk and they're friends and stuff. I'm like, how do you know him? I think it just blows my mind.
Introduce me. I will gladly.
I was like, no, I've told her. I was like, dude, my friend Brittany, that's her favorite band ever. So I'm like, I'm sure if she even talked to the person who produced Prevail, she'd probably cry. So
yeah,
absolutely. Well, you got to meet that. You got to meet Prevail, which is pretty cool. So that's
yes.
Pretty sick.
I was thinking recently. I'm like, wow, I'm happy I met them when I did. I feel like they're getting so big,
Right.
And they're not even coming to Washington or Oregon. So it's such a bummer. I'm very, very bummed and sad.
I would have gone with you to that show because again, Fit for a King's also, and they're one of my favorite bands. I love Fit for a King, so I'm like, great. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. I totally would have gone with you. I would have made the drive too somewhere in Washington to go see them play.
I was even looking at Idaho, but I have to work that day, so.
Oh, I would have gone with you easy if you didn't have to work. Super easy, but
so sad.
I know.
But
yeah,
it is what it is.
For sure, absolutely. But yeah, there's Fear Letting Go. Great song, good chorus on that, man. Brian sounds great on that song. He sounds absolutely. His voice sounds really, really good on that. It's just a fantastic song overall. So let's jump into the next one. This is Body Bag. This is the first single they put out, and. Just a ripper. Just absolutely just fantastic. There's just nothing better. This is one of the best metalcore songs I've heard in a long time. The chorus is great. The breakdowns are sick. Brian's rapping in it. I'm like, dude, this is just a great first single to get people back in. Because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Prevail still makes music? Because a lot of people forgot. Because it's been 3 years. I remember you messaged me saying, dude, we're getting an album in 2000, and then we didn't come out for another 2 years, which I understand, but no, I love Body Bag. I listen to it on a daily basis. Just terrific. I think it's one of their best heavy songs.
Body Bag. Yeah, I thought it was such a good one to bring back after having nothing new for a few years. I was like, oh god, they came back so strong. Oh yeah, because that one did. It just rips right away. I love the music video too. It's cool. I don't know. There's very small things about it. Literally, Brian just points at Eric and he's like,
yeah, it's cool. You notice those things like I do, and I think that it's cool.
Yeah,
Really
I was
cool.
like, this is amazing. Like, just the part where he literally points at him while he's singing. I'm like, oh, that pumps me up so much.
Yeah, it's
absolutely love it.
Yeah, it was a great first single. It's funny. I'm friends with a lot of the reactors, and like watching their reactions, going like, man, this was great. I was like, I'm telling you, like everyone's like, we're all like talking to one another, going like, dude, this was a great song. So yeah, there honestly, I haven't seen one bad thing about Body Bag. Like if a lot of people don't like the album, everyone will say Body Bag is at least the one song they'll be like, okay, we'll jam that song. It's absolutely terrific. Yeah,
it's good.
It's so good. Okay, let's jump into Self-Destruction. This song absolutely slaps. I do not care. It's like trap metal. Oh, I don't care what people have to say about it. I think it's terrific. Just
I love it so much.
It hits,
so
especially in the
good.
car. You're like, dude, this is so sick.
Oh my God.
It's so good. And we talked about this before. I felt like, and Eric, I really feel like for me, he's definitely, at least on this album, he was a standout for me. I felt like we'll talk about because he sings on this album too, but I feel like his screaming has gotten better. I feel like his scream rapping has gotten better. Brian's good too, but like Eric destroyed Self-Destruction. Like it was so good. I was like, it's just I don't know how to describe it. It's just Eric really shines on the song. He's so good. To me, he's my favorite part of the song, dude.
Well, he starts out the song, like even just thinking about the music video, you know, he's the first one to come through and then Brian comes through as like the hologram. And I was like, oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah. That ending part is so sick. I was listening to my car and I was just like literally at the stoplight just going like this. It was just it's so good.
You can't not do that with that song. It's so good. It's another one that just like, it just pumps you up.
It does. I
love that song so much.
A lot of bands can't really pull off that sound. Like you listen to other, like it just sounds so cheesy, and it's like, but I don't know why Prevail can do it so much better than so many other bands out there. Because a lot of bands try to influence the trap metal type stuff. They can't pull it off. I can't think of a band on top of my head right now, but I know I've reacted to a few of them, and I'm just like, they just can't. They can't pull it off. They just can't. I don't know. It's just like it's one of those things where like Prevail does it so well. And the video is also really sick. The video reminded me of Star Wars a little bit too. I was like, this is some cool stuff. Awesome.
It kind of reminded me of Squid Games, actually.
Oh, that's a good show. It's a really good
I
show.
was like, that kind of reminded me of Squid Games, where like, people have the masks on. I was like, this is interesting.
That's true.
I feel like the only thing I could say is like, I wish it was just like a little longer. It's just
short.
Goes so fast. It's such a quick song, but it's so good that it's fine.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the songs on the album are like 2 minutes. And they're really quick heaters. I'm like, dang, dude. Yeah, I wish it was just a little bit longer. That would have been. I think that would have made the song. Like, I love songs that are like between like between 2.5 like 4 minutes. Like, I love that type for the song. But I feel like this one should have been a little bit longer to kind of like close out the song. But other than that, it's fantastic. It's just it's so good, dude. Yeah, the song gets me pumped every time. You listen to it, you're like you just have to go on a run, or it's a song where like you're laying in bed. You're like, I gotta get up and like just jump around for a sec, dude. Like I do that all the time with this.
Oh yeah, I listen to it at the gym all the time. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you're ready to rock and roll. Absolutely. Oh yeah, awesome. Okay, well let's go ahead and jump into track 5, "Bad Things," second single. They only released technically, well, I guess "Self-Destruction" was a single. They released it the day of the album, but "Bad Things" was the second single they were put off the album. A lot different than "Body Bag." What did you think of "Bad Things"? I don't think I asked you.
It's really good. I mean, I do like it a lot, but I will say now that the whole entire album is out, it's not like the top favorite for mine.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. But in this album, I feel like I just really like the heaters, as you put them.
Yeah, the heaters.
Most.
Yep.
Yes. So it's like the heaters, I feel like in this one are so good that I keep gravitating towards those.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm in a lot better place in my life right now too, that I could be gravitating more towards those.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a really good song. That one kind of gave me Trauma vibes a little bit.
Totally. 100% it did. I love that song. I think Brian's voice on it sounds great. That breakdown at the end I didn't expect. I was like, it's actually a pretty cool breakdown. Like it was one of those things where this song could absolutely be on the radio, but also can appeal to like, the heavier the metal type people, I guess you could say. So I thought it was a great blend. This song, it reminded me of Trauma. It also reminded me a little bit of Linkin Park. I said that a lot I'm like, a lot of it feels like Linkin Park, which is not a bad thing.
I love old school Linkin Park, so I guess it makes sense that I would like.
I love old Linkin Park.
Like that they have the drop at the end of the song to kind of break up, like that it's more slow with but it's still a really good song.
Absolutely.
Still a super good song. Just the heaters on this album are like.
I know, and we're gonna start jumping into some heaters here soon because we're gonna jump into Fake. I love this song. Oh my gosh, dude, that chorus. Like, the lyrics, so I will say this, the lyrics on this one are a little bit on the nose for me here. Obviously, it's straightforward what the song is talking about, but I can't get over that chorus. Like, it's one of those songs where I literally rewind the chorus, listen to it over and over. I'm literally going to kill the song, because that's all I've been listening to. I love it.
It's catchy, too.
It's so catchy, and it reminds me of a lot of people I used to go to school with. I'm just being honest. As long as an anthem for people I don't like. So it's true. We went to the same high school, Brittany and I, so I'm sure she knows what's going on here. But I love this song. I don't see a lot of people talking about this one. It's a really short song as well. Brian definitely shines on this one. Like, again, the chorus is just absolutely fantastic. And I gotta say this here as well. I've been into like Who breakdowns when they go Who. I love when they say that, and that song has this, and so automatically it's a 10. So it's absolutely terrific.
I agree with you. Back with Come and Get It, that's like they kind of start with that, and I'm like, I love that they start with that. I just feel like you're like, all right, let's go.
Hell yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I love Fake. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Again, the guitar work on that was really cool. Like, it's just really like I love their riffs. Like, they're really, really good. Not really much to say because the song is so short, but it's just a really fun song. I just really like it. And again, just about fake people, straightforward message. So we all know people like that in our lives. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. So is there anything else you want to say about Fake?
I mean, I don't think so. It's just one I enjoy. It's upbeat and catchy, and I like that it's like uppity and singing, but then Eric comes in too. So you get both of them. Yeah, I like the element that they both bring together. I think they give a good balance.
They do. And that's one thing I will say. Like, they complement each other so well. Like, their vocals are perfect. Like, it's so good. Like, they just do a good job doing that. That's awesome. Okay, next song is Judgment Day. Do you like this song?
I've had to listen to it a little bit more. It's a good song. I wouldn't say it's my favorite on the album.
Yeah.
But it is good. Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a few things I got to say about this song. Are you, like, I know you watched my reaction to the new Beartooth song. Do you listen to Beartooth on a, like, regular basis?
I've listened to Beartooth stuff here and there. To be honest, I didn't care too much for their new song. I just thought it was okay.
Okay.
Some of their other songs that I've heard, like, really, I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that. I didn't get that feeling with their newest song.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on what the song is by Beartooth? That I'm like, that is incredible.
In Between?
Yes.
Is that the one?
Oh my gosh, that song to me is like, wow, that's so good.
It is a good song.
And
really good song.
I almost feel like it's like too good. You can't beat that song.
It's amazing. It's a great song.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like, I mean, I know it's such a popular song, but it's just
that's why it's so good. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good that I feel like you just have a really hard time topping that for me.
For sure. And the reason why I said Beartooth is because, and for everyone listening to this or watching, go check out the song Phantom Pain by Beartooth. Their riff, it's exactly the same riff. It's literally like, I'm like, did Hyperveil copy this riff from Beartooth or vice versa? I don't know. But yeah, Phantom Pain by Beartooth. You got to listen to that. You're like, wow, that riff sounds very, very similar. But yeah, I like Judgment Day a lot. It's very catchy. It's got another Who breakdown in it. So it's just, I love that. There's a little bit of a guitar solo in there. I think that's really cool when bands incorporate guitar solos because we don't get that a lot nowadays. It's got super cool guitar work. It's a catchy chorus. It doesn't do much for me. It's a song when I listen to the album, I'm just like, it's good. I don't go back and listen to it that often. My opinion might change, because it changes all the time. But Judgment Day it's a good song, but one that I'm just like, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not a bad song, but one that I'm just like, I could I could not listen to it and probably be fine. But again, my opinion may change on that here in the near future. So
I guess you could say that's kind of how I feel. Like, it's a good song, but it's not one that I feel myself like, wow, I want to listen to it over and over and over like some of them are.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it too. So I'm just like, it's okay, but I could definitely, there's other songs of the album that I definitely would prefer. Let's go ahead and jump into, now I don't know how to say this song.
The
FWYTY. What does that mean? Do you know what that means?
F what you think you know.
Is that what it means?
Yes. If you listen to him sing, that's what he's saying is F what you think you know.
Oh, well, maybe I should look into the lyrics in that one a little bit more, because I had no idea.
You listen, because I was like, what is that when I first saw it? But then I listened to it, and he keeps saying like F what you think you know, and I was like, oh,
okay. I was
like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll have to listen to that one again. That one. I like parts of that song. It starts off like a weird like Post Malone vibe. I'm like, this feels like a Post Malone song, and then Eric just takes over, and then it's totally like just a metalcore song through and through. Yeah, it sounded like, I don't know, again, like it sounded like Cyberhecks from Motionless White. Super sick song. It's on their new album, but yeah, that song I haven't given much attention to as well. I need to listen to it a little bit more. I like the riff in it. Super cool. But that's another song kind of like Judgment Day, where it's not bad. I just don't go back to it often. So it's kind of, it's one of those songs as well. But again, probably on more listens, my opinion may change, and maybe one of my favorite songs. So I don't know yet. We'll have to see. So
that's how I am too. Sometimes I don't initially love a song until I listen to it a lot, and I'm like, okay, I actually liked it more than I initially thought. So who knows? It could change
all the time. That happens to be all the time. So all right, let's go ahead and jump into track 9, which is going to be Deep End. This song, in my opinion, is nothing too crazy except that Eric sang, and I think and he sounds terrific. I'm just like, dude, it's same with like Britton from Wage War. He's such a good screamer, but then he started doing more singing, and it's like, wow, you can actually sing, dude. Like on Manic, I was like, dude, you were like a really good singer. And I think it's cool they gave Eric that chance to try a little bit of singing, and he sounds great. I'm like, dude, you sound awesome. And I think it's cool that he wanted to try and do something new. I feel like he's probably more comfortable with himself now, I assume. Or like, I'll give it a shot. And he's got it. He's got a great voice. Really good voice.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I was actually listening to it more at the gym today. And it was kind of one of those that just like makes you bob your head.
Oh, yeah.
Just like not headbang, but like bob your head because it's catchy.
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to it more and I was like, I like this one. I think I really like this one, actually.
Yeah, it's a really good song. It's very, again, nothing crazy. This is a song that can be played like on the radio. It's just a feel good summertime. It's a sunny day outside. Throw on some Deep End. It's just a good song. But yeah. The biggest highlight for sure was definitely Eric did that little bit of singing. I was surprised. I went back and watched my own reaction. I was like, oh yeah, it's cool to like Eric did great. He was super, super good. So. Yeah, another song I've been jamming a little bit, and I like it a lot. Just very, very catchy. Let's jump in. Let's have something else to say. Just something else to say about Deep End.
I'd have to pull up the exact lyrics. I feel like there were lyrics from there that I was like, wow, I really love that.
Yeah.
I just can't think of them off the top of my head just because the album is so new for me.
Right.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah, you pull it up.
Yeah. I'd have to pull them up completely, but I feel like there were lyrics on that I was like, I really like this. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes one of my favorites as far as the less heater type of ones on the album.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very cool. Good. Awesome. Okay. All right, let's jump into Long Live the King. I love this song. I love the title, and I was like, I don't know, like, just something about it I really enjoyed. The chorus on this is fantastic. The breathe in, breathe. I'm like, it just sounds so good. It sounds like it's a song like about how like people will say whatever towards you, but it's kind of like, kind of brush it off, kind of do your own thing, like don't listen to them, which I think it's, a lot of people, no matter what age you're in, unfortunately, like whether it's at a workplace or school, like people are always going to talk some kind of crap about you. And I think it's cool. This song's kind of talking about like, just brush it off, just be yourself and, just try to be the best person you can be. So I thought the song had a pretty good message in it for sure.
Well, and the lyrics I just thought were really creative. I don't want to butcher them completely, but it's like one of them, it says something along the lines of like, your sins becoming their crown, and I was like, oh, that's good. I was like, that's creative.
Yeah.
I was like, I love lyrics that I was like, that took some thought into, compiling all together to come to this really cool song.
Yeah.
So I definitely thought that one was really good. Like, yeah. And I mean, it just starts out awesome too.
It does. definitely a good hype song for sure. I had a friend of mine who was, because I posted on my story saying I like the song. He's like, dude, I've never heard of this band, but he's like, dude, I like the way the song sounds. And he said he listened to it when he started working out. He's like, dude, I've never heard Hyperveil before. He's not really a big metal guy. He's like, dude, I might have to check out more of their stuff. I'm like, dude, just check out all of True Power. You probably will enjoy the majority of it. There's something for everybody on the
rabbit hole of loving absolutely all their stuff.
I know, that's what happens. Then you want to go back to Trauma, then you go to Lifelines, Harper's. Like, honestly, they don't have much stuff out, so it's really easy to follow their career. It's not like you jump into a huge band and you're like, oh, they have like 13 albums I gotta figure out. But Hyperveil has 3 albums and an EP, so super easy to.
Crazy though, it's like they have 3 albums and an EP, and they were literally like on a New York billboard.
I saw that.
I was like, wow. I mean, I feel like that's what only, bands could hope for.
Right. Exactly.
Especially when it comes to like metal bands, I feel like it's not uncommon for them to just kind of be like the small group of fans who like that kind of music.
Right.
So for them to be reaching that much, it's like, wow.
Again, their success cannot go unnoticed. Like, what? Brian paid off his dad's like bills or whatever. Do you see that video where he like paid off his dad's like some kind of?
I don't know if I've seen that video or not.
Yeah, it's like his school loans or something, and Brian was able to pay it off by being an Hyperveil. Hyperveil's a metalcore band or post-hardcore band, and he's able to pay that off. I think that's literally crazy. Like, and for all don't know, metal bands don't make a lot of money, so for Hyperveil being able to do that, I think is terrific. I think it's really, really cool. It's just fantastic. But anyway, Long Live the King. I love the riff. I love the chorus. I think that song, it's just a really good hype song. Like, that song's going to be really cool live when he's like, let me hear you say it. And everyone's go, long live the, like, everyone's going to chant it. And it's just going to go, it's going to be like a party. It's going to be awesome, dude. It's going to be so, so sick.
Hi.
No, what's up?
I was like, is that Chandler?
It is.
On video, so I hope you know that.
Yeah, you're going to be on my podcast.
Oops, sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. I just like, are you okay with that? I'm
no.
sorry, Chandler.
No, that's okay. No, if she could be on the pod's awesome. Absolutely fantastic.
That's okay. Another one of your friends from high school featured in your podcast.
Yeah, we like her. We like Mel.
We like her. We like Mel.
We like her. Yeah, we enjoy her company. So.
No, you're okay. Just letting you know you're on a video.
No, you're all good. Let's jump into the next song. I'll let you talk about this because it's like your favorite. The next song is Choke.
Oh my God, I love Choke. From the first time I heard it. Well, first off, it just sounds amazing. And I feel like the message behind it too. I don't know. It's like, hang on, let me pull up these lyrics.
Pull it up. Let's do it.
Ooh, so good. So good. Sorry, it's taking me a little bit.
No, you're good. No, you're all good.
Like, but how do you feel about it? Because, I mean, I have another friend of mine who loves I Prevail as well, and she was able to listen to it before me, and she sent me a text like, Choke. You've got to listen to Choke.
Choke is one of the heaters on the album where you're like, dude, this is, the riffing is incredible. I'm a big riff guy, and so this riff definitely it just stands out to me. And Eric sounds fantastic on it. So I would say, like, it's nothing, like, for me, it's nothing crazy, but, like, the riff just really stands out. It's just heavy. Like, it's a good song.
Okay, the part of the chorus where he says it's time to face the mess you made, reap what you sow. Every time you say my name, Choke. I was like, oh,
Choke.
That pretty much is just saying anybody who says shit about you can choke on it. And
pretty much.
I don't know. I just absolutely love it. Like you said, riffs. It's just a huge heater song. But oh my gosh, yeah, the chorus, the words in the chorus, but even like just the beginning, like the intro of the song was like, wow.
Yeah, it's just
so good.
It catches your attention. It's kind of like a book where like you're hooked in, you're like, choke, and it just jumps right in. You're like, oh dang.
I listened to that one on repeat multiple times.
Yeah.
And when I was at the gym lifting today, I was like, oh gosh, I feel like I can go even heavier. Let's go.
That's awesome. I love that. That's really cool.
So
That's awesome.
I thought it was awesome.
That's super cool. Yeah, is Choke your favorite song on the album right now?
I think it's probably gotta be.
Dang,
it's up there. It's top 3.
Dang, you like the heavy stuff on this album. I
do like the heavy stuff on this album.
I like Fake. I like Doomed. I like those songs. Like they're really soft, like the not as heavy songs, but
I like Choke, Visceral, Self-Destruction, Body Bag.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I think that's super cool, dude. Yeah,
I love all of those.
Yeah, man, for sure. Absolutely, really, really great song. Yeah, Choke is definitely a standout for sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's jump into the next song here. The Negative. I gotta be honest, it's probably my least favorite song on the album.
I feel like it's another one where it's like uppity and catchy. I was listening to it a little bit more today. I think it's just going to take a little bit more time for me to, but I kind of also like it 'cause I just feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm really trying not to be so pessimistic and just focus on the negative. Like the last few years have been so much negative that it's like, I'm just trying to move past it. So for that sake, I was like, I kind of like this song for the sake of that.
Yeah, I like this. I like the message. I just don't really like the song structure where the end. I don't like the end of the song where you think it's going to go into the chorus again, then it just stops. I'm just like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I was like, what the heck? I was like, why is it stopping? Like, I don't know. It was okay. It's got moments in it that are really good. But that one for me, definitely, honestly, I could have cut that and the album still would have been fine for me personally. But again, good change.
That's why we have these talks, right?
That's true. It's very, very true. Because again, like I could have cut Paranoid off of Trauma and totally been fine.
No, you
dude, I could cut that
for you. No,
you're gonna cut
Paranoid.
me. That what you said? You're gonna cut me?
No, I said I would come for you.
Oh, I thought you were gonna cut me. I was like, oh crap.
No.
Oh no.
I feel like put it back on.
Put it back on. Maybe I'll give it a listen. Maybe when I go on my walk tomorrow, I'll put on Paranoid and see.
Yes, you need to. Oh my gosh.
And I'll let you know if it changes my opinion.
My sister, who likes I Prevail, also loves Paranoid too. So we're both big into Paranoid.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love everything about that song. I can't believe you don't like that.
I'll listen to it after, and I'll let you know how I feel about it, and I'll shoot you a message, and I'll see.
You better.
I will, absolutely. So we got a few more songs we got to try to talk about here. Closure. Only positive I could say about this song, honestly, is that Brian's singing is really good on this. It starts off pretty slow, but then it kind of picks up. But Brian, what I like about I Prevail's music, and my friend Richard, who did a reaction to the song I was in, he always talks about how like he loves how the vocals lead the music, how the music's there and it's good, and obviously the riffs are cool. But he's like I like when vocals like kind of carry the song a little bit, and I feel like Brian's voice, and as you said in the beginning, Brian's voice is fantastic. It's nice is that they kind of have some pop elements, but Brian doesn't really have like that really annoying pop voice. Like he sounds like a dude. Like he actually sounds like you can tell it's a guy, not like a guy trying to sing super high, like trying to pull his balls to sing higher, you know? Like Brian just sings like with like just that grit and his voice, and he sounds great. That's the biggest compliment I can give him. Like he sounds like he's comfortable.
I just love his voice. I can't pinpoint what it is about his voice, but I just have always loved it from the moment I heard it.
Yeah, it's definitely different, for sure. Especially in a band like this, where a lot of the band, like again, look at Wage War, like Cody the singer, he's got a really high pitched voice, and that's generally what I hear in this type of music. But with Brian, it's like, wow, even I could sing along with this because his voice is a little bit lower, and I can actually maybe match some of his pitches. But but his singing on this song is just terrific. I think for me, it really held the song together for sure.
Yeah, I actually really liked it when I was initially like the first time I heard the song. I was like, wow, I like it. But there was elements of the song that, like, then again, like I said earlier, I felt like in points in my past, I was like, I remember feeling it this way. Not the whole entire song, of course, but like there were parts of it that I was like, I totally remember what it was like to feel that way.
Sure.
And so pretty much anytime a song has a part, or, even if the whole song, if I can relate to it, I'm going to like it.
Oh, for sure.
And I love his voice too. So it's like, okay, he's singing about something that I was like, at one point in my life, I can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
And so out of the slower ones, I was like, oh, I actually like Closure. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah. Really, really good song. Yeah, very, very catchy for sure. It's cool that you can relate to a lot of the songs on this album.
I love them.
I know, they're great, man. They're awesome. So, all right, we got two more. I'm excited to talk about this one because this is one of my favorite songs on the album. We're going to talk about Visceral. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about I got a few things I got to say about Visceral here. So, again, for anybody, I listen to this album and I just hear so many comparisons. Like, I was like, okay. So, the beginning of the song sounds like, so you got to look this up. It sounds like Take the Fight by Wage War. Like the damn.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, that beginning riff and this riff, they sound exactly the same. Like the beginning. But then it goes to the din and din, and that sounds like Lying From You by Linkin Park from Meteora. I showed Miguel that song. It's like, oh my gosh, is this Linkin Park? I was like, dude.
Oh my gosh, now that you mention it, it does.
Seriously, it sounds like it starts off as Wage War, and then it jumps into like Lying From You by Linkin Park. I'm like, it's so crazy.
I love that song. I like both those songs. So
yeah.
Now that you mention it, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see the similarities. I didn't hear that initially when I was listening to it, but
yeah, when you listen to it again, you're probably just gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so right. You're gonna be like, holy cow. But honestly aside, the song is so good. I just wish it was longer. That's my only complaint. Like the Brian's voice sounds so good, and I love Eric's. It's like the it's like I don't know the word, but like da 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 da. It's like it hits really hard. I'm like, dude, that got me so hyped in my room. I was like, I'm gonna do a mosh pit in my room. Like it was so
right.
I hope they play it live.
Out like intense because that was another one where my friend who was able to listen to the album before me, she said you need to listen to Choke and Visceral.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So that's another one that I'm like, I love that one. It's so good.
It's so good. That's probably besides Body Bag. It's probably my favorite heavy song on the album. I just don't know I just really like. And then the breakdown at the end, it hits, especially in the car. Riding in the car with me is always an experience because if I put on something I like, I just go, I go crazy in the car, and it's so good. Yeah, that song for me definitely was a standout. I thought it was absolutely terrific. Just everything about it. It's a perfect song, perfect metal song. A lot of comparisons to other bands, but still, like it's just so good. It's so good. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, man. All right, let's jump into the last song. We get some overall thoughts and a score, and we will jump from there. So we got Doomed, and a lot of people do not like this song, from what I read. Yeah, it's weird. People saying it sounds like a cheap ballad. They're like, the album's pretty heavy, then we just stop at the end. But I'm like, Trauma did the same thing. I Don't Belong Here is a really slow song, and I thought that ended the album perfectly. They probably wanted to capture that feeling again. I love this song. It makes me want to cry sometimes. I was like, I love it. I think it's just absolutely terrific. Like, and Eric sang on it for a whole verse, and I'm like, dude, you can sing. We need more on the next Hyperveil album, which probably won't be for another 3 years, but we need more. I'm gonna be 31 when the next album drops. It sucks. Awful. I hate it. I hate thinking about that.
I can't believe people don't like it. I literally was listening. I was texting you earlier when I was listening to it, and I like screenshotted some of the lyrics.
They're great.
Like, wow, like these are deep. Oh my gosh, these are deep. Like they literally like talk about, not changing who they are.
Yeah.
You're gonna try and understand. Where it says there's peace inside the panic. I was like,
I love that.
Oh my gosh. When I was like really taking the time and listening to the words, I love that song. I think it's great.
I love the piano, and I think it's fan. And then again, Brian sounds. They both, and then like this, it's like the second pre-chorus, I believe. Like it's like Eric and Brian together, and it just their voices again, not just with the screaming and singing, but with this like both of them singing complement each other so well because their voices. I think Eric's voice is maybe a little bit higher than Brian's, and it's like for me, it just sounded so good. This song, my sister actually pointed this out. I showed her the song, and she's like, this sounds like something from Justin Bieber's album Purpose. I was like, it kind of does. Like, I was like, maybe a little, but I was like, I loved it. I'm a sucker for slow songs and piano and acoustic stuff, so I love stuff like that. Like, I Don't Belong Here on Trauma is one of my favorite songs on the album, just because I love the way it sounds. But I think it's a great close because again, it's like you have so many heaters. It's so good to like slow down and just feel and just sit there and listen to it. And I thought Doom did a wonderful job at doing that. But yeah, some people don't like the closing of the album. Like I thought it was great.
Oh, I loved it. I feel like the lyrics are creative.
Yeah, they're really good.
It's just a good slow song by them. But I like that they have a mix of both. Like if they were nothing but heaters, I think I would burn out quickly.
Sure.
So I think that's another thing I like is I like that they have the switch up between the types of songs.
Definitely. I think they do that really, really well. So yeah, we just talked about the entire album. Brittany, I want to pass it to you first. You can give like some of your thoughts, and you can give your score. People already know my score because I talked about it on my Patreon, but I love to hear just like your overall thoughts. I know you said you don't know if you like it better than Trauma yet, so I completely. I was going to ask you to rank the albums, but I don't know if you can do that quite yet.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's really hard for me to do in general because I don't feel like when it comes to Trauma and Lifelines that I could even pick between those two. Like I love them both equally.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, they're all like a little bit different from each other, but I like what they all bring to the table. So I feel like this album's got so many good heaters. So like out of all the albums, I feel like the heaters on this one are super good. I'd say they're probably my favorite out of all the ones they've released. Aside from like Bow Down and Come and Get It, those will always like,
just terrific.
Love.
Both of them are terrific. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I still love those both so much. Listen to them all the time. Like absolutely love those. So it's hard for me. I can't rank them all. They're all so good.
It's hard. I know.
Yeah. But as far as, they spent so much time not releasing anything new, I'm definitely impressed with what they brought to the table. So if anything, I'm more just sad. Like every time I listen to the album that they're not coming to the Pacific Northwest. I straight up will be sad. I'll be watching it. I'm like, this is amazing. Would love to see it live because I've seen both the other albums live.
Right.
So it's like really hard that they're not coming here. I would love to see, like, I just listen to them and I'm like, that would be incredible.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. Part of me still dabbling with the idea of buying plane tickets and just going somewhere to see them. So
yeah, dude, that'd be cool. That'd be really, really cool.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet, but it is a thought that's crossed my mind. I'm like, ooh. Yeah. So
for sure.
How much I love them.
I love that a lot. What could you give True Power a score if you were to score it like on your first couple of listens?
Are you talking like out of a 10?
Sure, we'll do out of a 10.
Okay. I would say I would probably give it a 9.
Wow, I give it a higher score I gave it a 10.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because I like all their stuff, so I can't really say one's better than the other.
That's true.
And I'm still listening. You've listened to it more than I have.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So, I was like, it'd probably be a 10, but I haven't listened to it quite enough to say for certain. But probably, I don't feel like I rate much of anything in life a 10 because there's always room for improvement.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy with the album. So.
I'm glad. You were the first person I had to ask. I know I have a lot of friends that are fans of Hyperveil, but like, there's no one like Brittany, who is an absolute mega fan of and actually knows the material and stuff. But I've kind of already given my thoughts on my review you've seen on Patreon, but I did say really quick that this album is like a big old delicious pot of gumbo. Like there's so many flavors. Like there's something for everybody to like on it here. Like they have songs like my mom will like, that I will like, that everyone will. And if you like heavy music, like there's still some stuff on there that you'll definitely like for sure. Like I know my mom's gonna like Doomed. She's gonna be like, this is the best song ever. And so, but for me, the song like Visceral or Fake, and I'm just like, it's absolutely fantastic. I just feel like all the time they took making this album, it really paid off. I've listened to Trauma so many times that I wasn't like sick of it, but it was getting to the point where I was like, I'm ready for some new tunes. And I feel like they really delivered. The only hard thing is I just hate waiting for new music. That's like with any band though, especially when I love them. You're just like, we gotta wait again for some new music. So it's always the hardest thing to wait. But I loved it, man. I think this album, definitely for me, it's a 10 out of 10. This album there's another album coming out this year that may take the top spot, but this absolutely will probably be in my top 3 albums of 2022 for sure. I gotta start putting that list. I've reacted to like 40 plus albums already this year, and I gotta like break down like what album's gonna make the top 10. That's gonna be really hard. So I gotta take a whole week and just sit down and figure that out. But I Prevail will definitely at least be in the top 5 without question. So
yeah,
just
I
great.
love Love
Great
it.
stuff. Yeah, I'll have to send you that video first when I make it. But you guys, thank you all so much for listening here to Hyperveil. I would love to know your thoughts down below, whether on YouTube or send me a message on Instagram or Twitter. Let me know what you guys think about the album. Again, Brittany and I love the album. We think it's absolutely fantastic. They're absolutely just great band. So again, let me know your thoughts down below. I love to know everything about Hyperveil related here. Love to get a back and forth conversation started with you guys here. Brittany, I want to thank you so much for coming on and for just having a chat with me here. Was that so nerve-wracking? Are you doing okay now?
Yes, I'm fine. You definitely, I don't know. You have good presence that made it easy to talk. So
Me?
it really, yeah, it wasn't bad.
Me? I have good presence?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. I'm just kidding. No, my goal is make my guests feel as comfortable as possible, so I really do appreciate that here. But again, I want to thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much for taking time. Legitimately, you do have a busy schedule. Now, let's not sugarcoat that. You have a busy schedule, but you did make some time to sit down, do a podcast with me here. So legitimately, I appreciate your time and appreciate you coming on. Like, sincerely, thank you so much.
Well, it was a lot of fun. So I'd love to do it again, Chandler.
Absolutely. We'll do it when we're 31 years old and the next Hyperveil album jumps out. We'll be in our 30s. Oh, that sucks. I'll be turning probably 32 when the next album comes out. Probably.
Maybe they'll surprise us and come out sooner than that.
That's true. That's very true. It's weird thinking about I could possibly have a child by the next Hyperveil album. That's weird to think about. I don't know. It's very, very, very weird. I'm like, oh my god.
Your child will be in the video.
No, they will be, and they'll be rocking out with, depending on how old they are. But yeah, they absolutely be rocking out with me here. So, all right, my friend. Well, Brittany, thank you again. I appreciate you so much for coming on. And again, I want to thank you all so much for listening to the Chandler Burton podcast. Always remember that you are loved. And until next time, I hope you all take care. Thank you all again for listening and watching.